You're listening to the Law of Attraction Radio Network.
The secret to well-being is discovering the power that is your birthright, the power to create a happier, healthier life, drawn from our own vast internal resources. Join Jules and her guests as they gently guide you to shift your perspective from the familiar negative to the divinely connected, a place that will not only positively impact your world, but possibly shift the planet. It's all right here on Law of Attraction Talk Radio.
Well, welcome to Law of Attraction Talk Radio. I'm Jules from beautiful Southern California. Thank you so much for being with me. We're going to have a really tremendous show with Joan Rohrscheib. Now, Joan is a Law of Attraction life coach, but even more important, she specifically loves to work with women in order to help them discover what the past triggers are in their life that makes them react to their future. So she helps bring clarity to you so that you can really understand the theme and the scheme of what's going on in your life. You have to really identify with the past in order to correct the future. And Joan is the perfect woman who can do this. So I hope all of the women and men stand up and listen to Joan, because even if you're not a woman, you do know a woman who would benefit greatly from listening to this broadcast and even to getting some coaching by Joan. So you're going to love this show. And I also want to remind you of our terrific cruise coming up. It gets better by the day. Oh my goodness, so many people are signing up from all over the world. So come on board. If you want to know more, go to loaradionetwork.com and just click the little menu button that says Law of Attraction Cruise or LOA-Cruise. And there you have a form. You can sign up. We'll send it to the cruise planner. You can put in your deposit. By the way, I am told that how the cruise lines work is they set a price, but they always lower it down. So you're going to be surprised if you put in a deposit and find that your price is a lot lower than what is anticipated. If you need a roommate, don't worry. We've got plenty of people that we can put you with. You'll get to know them before, so you can absolutely decide, oh yeah, this works or this doesn't work. So no fears with that. You're going to find the perfect lifelong friend being a roommate on this delightful, life-changing cruise. So with that, we want to take a fast break and welcome in Joan Rohrscheib.
It's here, it's hot, and it's a must read. It's the science behind the Law of Attraction magazine. Every issue brings you great articles and in-depth how-tos from all your favorite Law of Attraction experts, authors, scientists, and medical professionals. Go to lawofattractionmagazine.net. That's lawofattractionmagazine.net.
Well, welcome, Joan, to Law of Attraction Talk Radio. It's wonderful to have you back again.
Oh, thank you so much. I love it here. I really do. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm thrilled. And I'm even more thrilled because we're going to be talking about how to erase the holiday stress. And I know a lot of people are wondering, how am I going to get this all done? How am I going to afford it? How am I going to do these things? So You've got some really terrific tips that we can all put into motion. And oh boy, do I need it right now. So thank you so much.
Sure.
So let's go into how do we have a joyful holiday season in the midst of chaos?
Well, first of all, don't view it as chaos.
Ah,
It's not, right? Because
right.
when we view it as chaos, it has a negative connotation to it. And chaos means chaos. It means absolute disaster, right? So if
Yeah.
you're already looking at it as being a disaster, guess what? The universe responds with disaster. So to look at it differently, you need to get clear on what it is that you want. So that's the first tip. Number one, get clear on what you want this holiday to be like. I know a lot of people have stress around the holidays. It's what am I cooking? How am I getting the gifts? What's the budget? Especially if you have children, they've been asking for the past 6 months, ever since the commercials started on TV, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I want that. I want that. So how am I doing that? What's the budget? Food preparation. Whose house are we going to? If you're married, you're splitting in-laws. We go here first, we go there next. We can spend an hour here, we can spend a half hour here, friends, and then you look at the dynamics that go on in families. Is there somebody that triggers you? Somebody that's always saying something where you're like on the defensive. So you have to look at it. You got to get clear on what it is that you want to have happen. Because when you're clear on it and your happiness is coming from within you, you push that out to everybody else. That vibration is there. So you be the example, right? You decide, one, I'm going to get clear on what I want. I want this to be a happy time. I want to hear love and laughter fill the room. I want everybody getting along. I want to feel that connection with people, whether it's family or friends. I want to get clear.
I think that is so important because it's taking responsibility for our own emotions, and we are the perceivers of what's going on. So if we are in the right frame of mind, we're going to be vibrating that out, and people are going to be responding to that. So you have to have a better atmosphere when families get together because you're in the right frame of mind. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all up to you and how you want to perceive it. You're in control of how you feel. You're in control of how you react to what people say or do. Only you get to decide that. Nobody can make you feel other than what you want to feel. So if you keep that in mind, that stress just goes away. If somebody says something, every year they say the same thing, you feel like you're being picked on, don't feel it. Just know that they're coming from their place and it has nothing to do with you. Stand your ground.
I love it. I love it. That is the best advice. We're taking responsibility for our own thoughts. Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
That's always the first step. That is wonderful.
So the next thing is when you're getting clear, don't focus on what you don't want. Okay? Only focus on what you do want. So don't go and say, I want to get clear, and then start remembering all the things that happened in the past. That's not helping you. That's counterproductive, right? Don't focus on what you don't want. So I like to call it my spot on the wall analogy. So let's say that you're sitting on your couch and you're looking at this wall that you just painted. It's a gorgeous color. You love it. It makes you feel serene, calm, happy, at peace. You're sitting on your couch. Your cat is sitting next to you. And while you're sitting there staring at this wall and you have all those good feelings, the color is just perfect, you notice there's a spot on the wall. And as you notice there's a spot on the wall, you start thinking, where did the spot come from? It wasn't there before. I don't understand. And the more you focus on that spot, the bigger it gets. And the bigger it gets, the next thing you know, that joy and peace and happiness that you had, it's gone. Now you're sad, you're frustrated, you're depressed, you're doubtful. You're all those things on the lower vibration. So you decide you're going to get up and you're going to find out what that spot is because you got to get rid of it. It wasn't there before. And as you get up, your cat jumps off the couch and you notice the spot's not there anymore. Your cat was casting a shadow, causing the spot. It never existed. But what you did is you took that small little thing and you made it this huge problem. And before you know it, you're down in the dumps and you don't understand how you got there. Don't focus on things that don't exist. So don't focus on things that happened in the past, on Christmas gatherings or holiday gatherings, whatever it is. That doesn't exist anymore. So don't bring it up and focus on that. Focus on the big picture, the big, beautiful wall.
Duh.
Exactly.
Duh.
Hello. Both in the middle of the forehead.
That is good.
So the
Keep
next
going. Yeah.
the next tip is, what's my why? So why do you want this to be so great? What is it about this holiday gathering? Why do you want to feel so good? Why do you want to have people around you and people surrounding you with love and attention and compassion? Why do you want that? Be clear about why you want that, because it's important to you, right? Because it changes the dynamics of the gathering. It makes things so much more peaceful. And once you get that set and you have your why set, then you know that the next gathering after that will be just great. And the one after that will be just great. You just got to get your why down. Why do you want it so bad, right? So the next thing I want you to ask for, tip number 3, for God's sakes, don't forget to ask the universe for help. Ask the universe. Say, I need help finding this gift. I need help with this family gathering. I need help with food preparation. I got meals to make and pies to make, and I need help with travel. I need the weather to be perfect. I don't know about you guys, but up here in the Northeast, it's been snowing and it's been very cold, and we have more snow coming in tomorrow, right? Ask the universe for help. Ask what it is that you need assistance with. It's like the genie in the bottle. You rub it, the genie comes out and says, whatever you want is my command. What do you want? Command me. Tell me what it is that you want. And the universe is going to respond. Once you are clear what you want, your why, and then you ask. So to give you an example of what happened, this doesn't have to do with a holiday, but it has to do with my daughter's prom. So years ago, the old thing, we got to go out, we got to find a dress, we got to find the perfect shoes, we have to find the perfect tailor. We're going to make it a whole day. So what I did is I set the intention for the day. And in each segment, from driving to a place I had no idea what it was, thank God for GPS, we got there fine, and I put the intention out there. We don't want to go driving all over God's creation for a dress. Let's have help. Let's find the dress here at this spot. And we were there for 2 hours, but we found the perfect dress. So then the next segment, because I'm taking it in segments during my day, the next segment was, we're going to drive from there, and it's lunchtime, and we're going to eat lunch. And I wanted to treat my daughter to the restaurant that she absolutely loves. So we went there, and I'm thinking, okay, it's lunchtime, and it's in a huge mall. There's probably going to be a lot of people, but universe, I want to be able to go in there, and I don't want that hour wait that's normally there. I want to go in. We walked in, there were people all over the place. We walk up to the desk, we say there's 2 for lunch. She grabs the menus, and we're seated immediately. We were both like, wow, this is really cool. How'd that happen? Because I asked the universe.
Good reminder. Because that often skips our mind, because we keep on thinking we're in control and we've got to react to what's going on, and we don't need to. We can call on the universe for help. It's a great reminder.
Yeah. So the next segment was, we got to get shoes. My daughter's very, very petite, and she has very tiny feet. So we go into the store to get shoes, and it looked like it was like ransacked. There was hardly anything on the shelves. So she looks at me, and I said, it's going to be okay. We asked for help. It's going to be okay. And there on the shelf, with no other shoes around, is a pair of shoes. She looks at them. She says, Mom, those would be perfect. I'm like, go look at them. See if they have your size. She walks up. She takes the shoes off the shelf, and she looks at them, and they are exactly her size.
Oh, my gosh.
And she tries them on, and they're perfect. They fit perfectly.
Wow.
And she keeps looking at me going, how is it happening? I said, it's happening because we asked for help. We asked the universe. And not only did we ask, we believed it was going to happen.
Wow.
So after that, we left to come back home. We stopped at the tailor. They took her right away, and they ended up altering her dress. She had the perfect prom because everything was perfect. That day could have not gone any better. It was amazing. It was just amazing.
I like the fact that you invited your daughter to ask the universe as well. It's just not you. You brought her into it, and wow, what a good learning tool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I recommend that people do that with their children. If they have children or even just friends, just hint it out there. I mean, some people are like, yeah, that doesn't work, Yeah, it doesn't work because you're not allowing it to work, right? We try and manipulate the outcome. We keep asking and asking and stop asking, because if you're asking multiple times, then you're coming from lack and you're not trusting.
Good point. Ooh, hits home.
So
Oh,
the fourth tip is to ask yourself, how can I make this happen for myself and others? And I always say the number one thing you could do is go to gratitude. Just be thankful and grateful for everything that you have, right? Be grateful that you have a family that you can go and spend the holidays with. Be grateful that you have friends. Be grateful that whatever small amount of money you have for a budget for gifts, that you have something. And even if you don't have a budget for gifts, your gift to everybody is you. It's who you are. So be grateful. And all that follows, right? If we don't try and manipulate the outcome and we're grateful and we allow it to happen, the universe is always going to respond in kind. Expect it. Act as if, because it's already occurred. Your responsibility is to raise your vibration by believing and trusting, and then you match the vibration of that thing that you want. And it comes all the time. All the time.
wow. That's so true. Oh, wow. That is powerful. Okay. All right. But let me ask you a question. What if you are alone for the holidays? What do you do?
That's okay too. That's okay too if you're alone. You know what you could do? You could go out to a restaurant. You could spend it with other people that don't have family or friends.
And you can ask the universe for help too.
You could ask the universe for help, yes. You could go and you could volunteer. You could serve food at a shelter. And you can commiserate with all those other people, and you can bring them up and share the joy of the holiday with other people that don't have what you have. If you have a roof on your head and they don't, they're living in a shelter, go to the food shelter, serve them food, get to know who they are. They're other human beings. Just because they don't have what you have doesn't mean they don't deserve anything less for the holidays or any time.
And for you to share your vibration to uplift them, oh, that is powerful. That's what they say is good karma. You're going to get it back.
That's right. You'll absolutely get it back just by sharing who you are with other people.
Wonderful.
And it's okay to be alone. It really is okay. And in doing that, you never know who you're going to meet. And then suddenly you're not alone anymore.
Yeah. The universe is in charge.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Love
So
it.
I really do love the holidays. There was time when I didn't love the holidays. It just brought up all these memories of things that happened growing up. And it was something that I had to just get a grip on as to why my childhood was the way it was. To give you an example, when we were younger, we're from a family of 8 kids. And my dad was a perfectionist. And so what they used to do is they used to hang a curtain or a sheet on the doorway that would go into the living room, because that's where the Christmas tree was and all the gifts and everything. My dad wanted to catch us in surprise mode, going in through that sheet, right? And being surprised and seeing all the gifts that are underneath the tree. But he would never catch us in surprise mode, because if he didn't get the picture just right the first time, we'd have to go back out and do it again. So by the time the third time rolls around, you're like, I don't know how to act surprised. Like, it's a false surprise, like, oh, wow, look at that, You couldn't get it.
All right already. Let me have
Right, exactly. You know, young kids, right? All you want to do is open up the gifts. You don't want to have to keep going. It's like rehearsing for a movie, right? Okay, take 2, take 3, take 4. It was crazy, but I understand. It took a while for me to understand that, because then every year after that, it's like, oh, here we go again. Here comes the camera thing. We're doing the movie thing again, right? But I understood why my father wanted to have that. And once I understood that, it was very easy to forgive.
How wonderful. Now, tell me, what was the reason he wanted to have that?
Because he was a bit of a perfectionist, and he wanted to show to all his family what a great provider he was, and the kids were always surprised, and they loved the gifts that were under the tree, and everything just had to have a certain certain character to it, a certain mindset to it. You know, he wanted it to be perfect. And what I've realized,
faces showed that it was perfect.
right, the surprise faces, the first time, not multiple times. Doesn't kind of work after the third time.
That is a great story.
But it's true, you know, and everybody, nothing needs to be perfect. If we just let the universe handle things, it all turns out in its own divine right way, right? And if it's not exactly what you wanted, then celebrate that you got close to it, right? You got close to it.
Yeah. And the memories from those photographs.
Right.
Oh
Right.
my
Exactly.
goodness. I'm sure he looked back on that and each one. He looked at them all the time. I bet you that was really important to him, and I'm glad he had that.
Right. I am too. I am too. They've been gone for a while now, but so I know a lot of people that don't like the holidays because they miss their loved ones that have gone, but
Oh yeah.
you know, they're not, even though they're not physically there, they're still there. Their presence is still there. Their essence of who they are still there. So they're celebrating the holidays with you. Just know that they are there. They're watching out for you all the time.
You know, I just had an interview with James Van Prague, and he said the exact same thing. Know that they're with you. And as a matter of fact, set a place for them at the dinner table because they will be sitting there. You can just bet your bottom dollar they are there enjoying the dinner with you. They're right there with you.
Yep, absolutely. And a lot of times you'll know they are because, for instance, I know my mom is there because I will smell a certain thing that she used to like to cook. Or I'll randomly go into a drawer to get some socks, and for some reason, this happened a couple of months ago, I pulled out a pair of socks. I'm like, whose are these? These aren't mine. And I looked at it, I'm like, they're my mom's. They're my mom's grippy socks. So I knew she was there. I mean, I just found those socks right then and there. And I knew that her presence was right there next to me.
Yeah, that is so neat. James also said that when the thought pops into your mind of them, that is them sending a message. I'm here.
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, I think that's so wonderful. So these are good signs that you are not alone.
Right, right. So it doesn't have to be a sad time. You know, you can focus on the good memories that you have. Like I can still laugh about the pictures and how funny it was, you know, with all 8 kids trying to run in and be surprised multiple times over and over again. I laugh at that now because at the time, it's like, it was funny at the time, but it wasn't really that funny. But now it's even funnier because I could just see the lunacy of the whole thing and just realize that he was trying to do his best for the family. That's all.
Yeah.
You know? So a lot of people, I tell them don't, you know, they're like, oh, my mom's not here anymore. But it's okay. She really is there with you. You know, and if you don't focus on the fact she's not there and focus on the fact she is there, she's going to send you a sign. Your loved ones that have left are going to send you a sign that they are there with you.
You know, and just by bringing up a memory that has everybody smiling and laughing about it, it just delights them even more.
Yep.
You're remembering good times and fun and oh my goodness, that lifts the energy up dramatically.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Yep. And then you go back and you reminisce about all those things when you were growing up and you were a child. My father used to take us to Rockefeller Center all the time at Christmas to go ice skating. And we would always laugh about because we were traveling on the way home back to Connecticut, and he always would get lost in like the worst possible part of the city. And we can, at that time, we were scared to death, but now we look at it, it was like, it was so funny. It's like he's never stopping at the red lights. You just keep going. He didn't want to stop because he was afraid he was going to get carjacked with all these kids in the car. But he did it every year. It was like he couldn't help himself.
What a great experience. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Rockefeller Center. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, FAO Schwartz when it was still there. And yeah.
Oh, fabulous. What tremendous memories. So that's what we need to do is remember the memories and laugh. Refrain from looking at what what we didn't like, but always remember what we did like.
Right, right. Because in those experiences, it ended up shaping you the way you are today, right?
Yeah.
So you look at those things and don't look at them as being a bad thing that happened. Look at it as, what did I take away from that experience? Well, one, you're taking away the laughter of it because you can see the lunacy of the whole thing,
Yeah.
right? But also you're taking away the fact that your father, like my father loved us so much, and he did whatever he could do at the time to make it a perfect Christmas, and he just wanted it that badly.
Yeah. What a great way of looking at it. Absolutely.
So I think people should focus on what they want. Get clear about what you want, why you want it, ask the universe, and then how can you play a part in to bring it to you? And just allow it to happen. Just know that it's there.
Oh, that's great. Great advice. Great advice. Is there any other advice that you can give us for the holidays? Because, boy, Thanksgiving all the way through New Year's is like 3 major holidays.
Right, right. We got Thanksgiving this week, so a lot of people are back to the same thing, like cooking a big, huge meal. And I know for me, I love to cook, but on Thanksgiving, I love to cook. But after you get done cooking all this food, you're like, do I really want to sit down and eat it now? I've looked at it enough. I don't want to see it. But we all sit down and eat, together, and it's the sharing, it's the love and the connection that you have with the other people that are sitting around the table with you.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, this year I am going to the casino with my neighbors, and
Good
we
for you.
are going to have a delicious buffet. It's like, oh, wow, not working, not preparing food, but enjoying the company. I just think it's
Right, right. And to
Yeah,
focus on it, enjoying each moment of it, and don't get wrapped up in, like I said, if somebody says something to you and you start that feeling like you're going down the rat hole of feeling bad, that's on you. That's on you, right? It depends on how you want to feel. How do you want to feel? If you focus on your emotions and where you are at the time, and you realize that you're not feeling great, you're feeling kind of sad, or you're feeling a little depressed, that's on you.
Yeah.
You have to turn it around. And when you turn it around, it affects the other people that are with you.
Yeah. I like to do something different, like I'm going to the casino for Thanksgiving, but for Christmas, I'm going to have my grandkids with me. And then, New Year's, well, it's party city for old grandma. So it's like, okay, so I have something different to look forward to, and it will all be a blessing.
Absolutely. But that depends on how you look at it. And that's
Right.
why when you change your perspective on things, when you get clear on what you want and look at it differently, rather than saying, oh, it's the same old stuff, it happened last year or the year before, you can change that and you can make the difference.
Yes.
And that affects everybody.
But for some people, they are fearful to change because of the unknown. And I think what you're saying is, hey, give it up to the universe, and you're going to have a delightful time as long as you can change the way that you're thinking. So don't be fearful. Be joyous about doing something different.
Anticipate the good things happening. Expect them to happen. Expect the excitement that comes with having things working out for you. And start small. Put it out there. I need to find the perfect gift. And go out and know that perfect gift is going to be there at the price that you want to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And probably the best thing is bringing your family along with you when you ask the universe for help.
Absolutely.
It's not all on you, but involve your siblings or your kids or grandkids to experience it, because what a great life lesson for them to realize that they're never alone.
Exactly. And the thing is that even if you don't get buy-in from them right away, your main focus would be that you keep your vibration high. You do what's going to make you happy, because it is going to affect them. It is going to affect their attitude. They're going to feel the fact that you are feeling love and excitement and joy. When you're around somebody like that, how can you not feel the same thing?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Well, the vibration. They're going to be
Exactly.
picking up on your vibration. That's so important. As a matter of fact, everybody at that Thanksgiving table will pick up on your vibration, even if they're not in a good mood, because
Right.
they're going to. Again, like you said at the very beginning, it starts and stops with you.
That's right. That's right. And it's okay if somebody doesn't want to participate. It has nothing to do with who you are, right?
Right.
And eventually, what you'll see is they'll start participating more and more. And before you know it, they're going to be fully involved in the conversation because they can't help themselves. Your vibration has lifted their vibration up from where they were, whether it's depressed or doubtful or sad, and it's going to raise it up. And they won't even realize it. All they'll know is that, hey, I'm feeling kind of good now. Maybe I'll participate in the conversation. And it works all the time. It works all the time.
I love this. Now, what about that person who brings up something that is going to start the rumble? What do you do?
I usually try and change the subject to something different or ask, depending upon what they're asking or what they're bringing up, just say, how is that going to help us right now? How is that going to make us be in joy and excitement and love and compassion with one another if we talk about something that happened in the past? Because that has no bearing on what's going on right now. It's over and done with. You can't change it. It's already occurred. What you can do is look at it differently and what did I learn out of that? What
Right.
did I get out of that situation?
So, would it help to have a hilarious joke
Oh my
first
gosh.
to try to distract them? And then if they bring it up again, then bring
Yeah,
the
you could always do,
reality?
yeah, absolutely. You could always do humor. Humor works. In our family, humor always works. We can run with the tiniest little thing, and before you know it, we're all laughing hysterically. So, yeah, humor definitely works to deflect and to change the course of the subject, change the course of the vibrational pattern to something better. So absolutely that works.
Okay.
But I always try it, even if they want to bring it up again, then I'll take them off to the side and, say, why is it that you feel like now is the time to bring that up? Maybe now's not the time. But if you do want to discuss it, I'm here to discuss it with you. Or what we could do is we could get the family together, or we could get the people that are involved together at another time, and we could sit down and have a mature adult conversation about this without trying to trigger somebody else to get mad or
Right.
upset.
Right. And I've noticed that even with the person that is the center of the talk,
Yep.
that may not be there, that form of gossip where people think it raises them up, but in fact it lowers them down, and people don't seem to understand it. Wouldn't you agree with that? So
Yeah,
even
absolutely. Absolutely.
gossiping and downgrading somebody who's not there is not going to get you very far.
No, it doesn't. And all it does is points out what you feel in yourself. Because when you're gossiping about somebody else and you're pointing out the negative things about somebody else, you're actually standing in front of the mirror and saying that to yourself.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what you're finding in you. And so if that's where you want to go somewhere else to do that. Don't go here because what I would say to them is that's not how I view you. That's not how the rest of the people around the table view you. We view you with love and compassion, and we're all in this together. We're all connected. We all have our faults. We all have our times where we didn't say the right thing or do the right thing. But we can change that around now. And I am changing it around by being happy and joyful and being in gratitude. Try being grateful. There's so much to be grateful for. You got
Right.
up this morning. You're breathing,
Yeah.
right?
By golly, yeah. Even though it's cold outside, you're being nice and warm and
That's
toasty.
right.
That really, there are so many people out there who don't have it as good as you. Believe it or not,
Absolutely.
no matter where you are in life, there's somebody out there who's not experiencing the goodness that you're experiencing.
That's right.
And that's important to keep in mind. I keep on thinking about I'm a Californian, and what's going on in California right now with all the
I know.
fires and the
That's horrible.
murders, and oh my goodness, and so many people have lost their lives, and oh, it's just a really traumatic sign, or feelings that are going on. It's not nice, but what can we do about that? Can we set a candle for those people that have had their homes destroyed, or the deaths, or what can we do to help bring us back into the space of serenity?
I think the biggest thing is to focus on where you are in your world and your surroundings, and be grateful to all the other people that you have in your life and what you have. Because remember, it's like throwing that pebble into the pond, right? All those ripples keep going out more and more. So if you're grateful and you show love and compassion to the people in your world, then they will do the same thing in their world, and it just keeps going on and on and on. Our vibration goes out to the universe. It's infinity. It just keeps going. And so if we think kind thoughts and loving thoughts, and know that everything is going to be all right, that everything is going to end up filled with love and joy and compassion, we are actually, in essence, helping all those people that have been affected by the fires, that have lost their loved ones, that have lost everything. And know that they're going to get it back again. They're going to take charge of their lives, because the human spirit is amazingly resilient and amazingly strong. But it starts with everybody feeling the same thing, everybody realizing that we are all connected together. The Chinese believe in that thin red thread that connects everybody together. We are all connected. And so if we're feeling joy, if we're being grateful, then they will end up feeling that same vibration too.
That is so true. And really, metaphysically, there are no such things as accidents. There are no such things as bad things happening. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to happen in order for us to move forward. So the people that have lost their lives has, in some respects, chosen that time to leave the planet. So we've got to be able to respect them and honor them.
Exactly.
So it's not necessarily a bad thing to fulfill your purpose in this world. And I don't think that the universe makes mistakes. There's a bigger purpose for it all. And we've just got to recognize that.
Exactly. Exactly. It's okay to be upset, and it's okay to be sad, and it's
Yeah.
okay to feel so much sorrow and heartache for what they have all lost. But at some point in time, like you said, there's a reason why it happened. And rather than focusing on all that sorrow for a long period of time and all that loss, is to focus on the joy and the love and the life that is still here, and honor those people that decided to leave, but also honor those that decided to stay, and then help them in rebuilding.
Help them in rebuilding. And that's what we've got to do. Absolutely. So along with that, and I know that when you've been on the show before, it was so powerful because you were always talking about the triggers that we experience, that we stay stuck in. And that's one of the things that you really work well with your clients, in that you can help them to remove those triggers. Let's talk about that, because during the holiday season, as you said, there's going to be triggers, and and sometimes people don't even recognize that they've just been triggered.
Right, right. So when you get triggered, there's a certain emotion that you feel.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to use your emotions as a guideline. So if somebody says something, let's say, you go to your in-laws, and your mother-in-law, your father-in-law always manages to say something about the career that you have, what you do, or the fact that, you've been married for 10 years now and you don't have any kids, or whatever the case might be, that's going to trigger an emotion. And what you need to do is you try to focus. What is that emotion? Why am I feeling so upset right now? Why is my stomach in a knot right now? Why am I so angry right now? And I'm angry because this person said something again to me. But just because they said it doesn't mean you have to react to it. You can change it and have it be a different story. You can decide, you know what? I'm not going to get mad this time. I'm not getting on that pity party train and heading down to the station in victimhood anymore. I'm not doing that. You need to make a conscious choice as to how you want to react to when people say things that trigger you. You can either decide to have it affect you negatively, or you can back up, see it from a distance, and say, you know what, this time, I'm not going to do it this time. And even if you make just that little bit of progress, every time it happens, you make more and more progress. You take more and more steps. So finally, it doesn't matter anymore. And they'll stop saying it. Because a lot of times people say things to get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
If you don't give them the reaction, they're going to stop.
But how do we recognize the trigger? We just have to stop and pay attention to the emotions that we're feeling.
Right. You pay attention to how you're feeling. So if somebody says something to me and I instantly get that feeling in the pit of my stomach, I'm asking myself, what is it that they said that triggered it? Like,
Okay.
do I not feel good enough? Do I not feel confident enough? Is somebody telling me that I'm not smart enough? Everybody can tell you anything they want to tell you, but why are you reacting the way you're reacting? What happened that made that initial wound, that initial emotional wound? What happened in your past that made that stick in you? And then you have to work at getting rid of it. And you work at getting rid of it by deciding that you're not going to respond to it anymore. Because that's not you. It's not you. It's somebody putting their opinion on you. It's not who you truly are.
So you have to kind of get sick and tired of feeling that way and bringing up that trigger all the time. You've got to kind of monitor yourself and just say, I'm not doing it again.
Right. I'm not doing it anymore. And a lot of times people don't realize that. I know for me, it took a long time to get through a lot of the emotional triggers. And if you don't deal with it, it will follow you around from job to job to job, to situation, career, relationships. It always follows you until you deal with it.
Yeah.
You have to deal with it.
You have to. And like you say, some people don't even realize that they're doing it. But yet they're having the same trigger since when they were a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, when are you going to grow up beyond that? So the responsibility always comes back to you.
Right.
It's like, it's time. But you've got to decide, I'm tired of thinking this way. I'm tired of feeling this way. And it's not the other person who's doing it to you. It's you who's doing it to yourself.
Right, right. You're the one that's keeping the story alive. Change the story, change the narrative. It doesn't have to be that way. It's that way because you're deciding to accept it.
Yeah.
You don't have to accept it. Change the story, change the narrative on it.
Yeah, that is so true. And that's taking personal responsibility for your life.
Exactly.
And taking personal responsibility for what you want to do for your life. It's not up to anybody else. It's up to you. What do you want to do? Do you want to live like that, or do you want to change? And the answer, I hope, will be, it's time to change.
Right, because how do I want to feel? Do I want to be miserable and continue the same pattern and bring that into my relationships and bring that into my job and wonder why I'm not getting promoted? Wonder why I have lousy relationships and I keep picking the same person over and over and over again because I'm attracting them to me, right? At some point in time, you got to get frustrated enough with feeling so crappy that you decide, enough with this. I don't want to feel this way anymore. That's why I say, tune into your emotions. How do you feel? And do you want to feel that way? If you don't want to feel that way, then change it. And that's why it's so important to go right to gratitude. What do I have to be grateful about? Because that in itself raises your vibration.
That's true. Now, let's talk about depression, because people, for some reason, think that they're depressed. and there's nothing I can do about it. I have to go take a pill. That's a bunch of malarkey. Let me
That's
be
right.
the first to tell you. Your depression is because of the way you're thinking.
That's right. You're choosing to be depressed,
Thank you. Yes.
which is okay if that's what you want. If you want to choose to be depressed, then by all means be depressed. But how is that serving you? How is being depressed serving you and the people around you? It's not. Nobody wants to be around a depressed person.
No.
It's depressing.
Exactly. Why would you want to choose that instead of being that incredible creator of your life that doesn't have to have any of that? You could be absolutely happy. So the choice is always there. What do you want? Do you want to be happy or do you want to be miserable? The choice is yours.
Right. And that's right. The choice is yours. And you get to decide how you want to live your life. Don't live your life by default. Create your life. You get to decide. That's the most amazing thing about the law of attraction and how the universe works and how energy works. You get to decide and create exactly what you want in your life. And it's going to show up. It can't not show up. You're in control. Don't let anybody control how they want your life to be. You decide how you want your life to be. Be responsible for you.
That's right. That's right. You've got to have the law of attraction thinking.
Exactly.
You are attracting everything to you that you don't like. So you can easily attract everything to you that you do.
That you do like. Exactly. Exactly. I have some clients that have, their life has changed dramatically in a short amount of time because they are doing the work, they are listening during the calls, they are practicing law of attraction exercises, they're doing their assignments, and their lives, their careers have just taken off, and they cannot believe how fast it's happened. It's happened because that's what they want. They don't want to be living the miserable, depressive life anymore. They want to be happy. They want to feel that joy, and it's affecting everybody around them. Everybody's noticing how different they are, how happy they are, how excited they are about life. Could you imagine every day being excited about life? Getting those chills about, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what the universe is going to bring me today.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and it's an amazing way to live. But you have a choice. You can either live that way or you could be sad all the time. You get to decide. It's up to you.
That's right. You do get to decide. And when those little tiny pinpricks of success come, they start gathering up. And then all of a sudden, you've got a whole bunch of success of the little things, and you go bigger and bigger and bigger. And the world is yours.
That's right.
Truly. But you got to start that little pinprick first. And
remember it too. Take a book and write it down. Like, write down the successes that you're having so far. What do you ask for the universe? What the universe brought you? Write that down. That book of positive aspects, the book of things that have come to you. And when you go back and you review that, you can see it is working in my life. It's working amazingly well in my life. Let me ask for something bigger and build from that. Like I said, start small and build from that. And if you want the proof, write it down. Everything that happens in your life.
This is why it's so important to go to a coach that can help you, because once you start telling her that or him the successes, it's like you're locking it in your mind, and it's not going to go away. But a coach is there to help guide you and actually correct you, because we're human. I often don't realize that I'm thinking or saying things the wrong way. But a coach is there to help guide you. And oh my gosh, it makes all the difference in the world. It really does.
It does, because you don't realize at times what, like I said, what you're saying or what you're thinking. But when a coach is listening to you, when I am listening, I listen with my eyes closed and I'm listening for every single word. And a lot of times I'll hear a word that is repeated multiple times and I'll be like, hold it, stop, time out. And I'll repeat back to them what they said. And they're like, I didn't say that. Yes, you did. This is exactly what you said. Do you see how your thought process is bringing you from where you are now to where you don't want to be? So how can you rephrase that? And so they rephrase it, and then they get, wow, that feels much better. Back to emotions again, right? It feels better. I feel happier. I feel like this is possible.
So for all of you out there that think that you can just read a book or, just talk to your friends, let me be clear. The difference in your life happens because you are coached by a professional that can help you to recognize what it is that you're actually doing.
Right.
And that is the key point. Otherwise, you're not going to get that. You won't get that from friends. You won't get that from your everyday life. You have to have a professional. I got to recommend Joan. She is right on target. She really knows. She's gentle, and she can help you to fully understand what you're doing to yourself.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
And bring out those answers that lie within, right? It's a matter of opening up that door, and once you see what your thought patterns have been, once you see what you've already brought you that you didn't want, once you see that where you've been holding yourself is not where you want to be over there, a coach can bring you from where you are to where you want to be.
That's exactly right. And I loved your ad in the Law of Attraction magazine.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Because you're talking about New Year's. If you're going to start changing, change with the new year. Because you know what? It's the vibration of change is already there. It's the perfect time.
That's right.
So this is when you've got to take it seriously. Be determined that next year, 2019, is going to be different from 2018. And I know you're hearing me out there. And this is what you need to do is take it seriously, go get some coaching, and then change your life for the better. I'm going to tell you, it makes all the difference in the world.
It does. And if you don't do it, if you feel like you're not ready to do it, then try and listen to your inner voice as to why you feel like you're not ready. What is holding you back? And a lot of times I offer a free discovery session. So we sit and we talk for 45 minutes to an hour. And a lot of times I can figure out within the first 10 minutes what is holding somebody back. And once they realize that, they're like, oh yeah, you're right. I do need a coach. I do need somebody that can help me and coach me through the process of getting me to where I want to be, where I'm deliberately creating my life and not just saying, well, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, right. You don't have to remain stuck.
No, you don't. You don't.
It's a choice. What can I say? It's a choice to move forward, to really put the law of attraction in your life, to really understand what you are doing to sabotage yourself. And hey, Joan's perfect for this. Thank you, Joan.
I love coaching. I really do.
Yeah, you can tell you're excellent in it. So this is a wonderful show. We're all out of time, and it's too bad. But I got to tell you, now I know what to do about the holidays, and I am planning on having a fantastic one. And I am lighting a candle for all of those who have been affected in California, no matter where they are.
Absolutely.
I'm lighting a candle to always remember and send them some loving light.
Absolutely. Same here. And I wish you the best for the wonderful, joyous holiday seasons, and may the blessings of everything the universe can bring you be bestowed upon you during this time.
And I will concur with that. We wish you all a happy, happy holiday season. You've got everything to make it perfect. Go get them.
That's right. There you go. Yay.
Yay. Thank you so much, Joan, for coming on and sharing this wonderful holiday season with us.
Thank you so much, Jules. I really appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week with another great show from Law of Attraction Talk Radio. If you'd like to comment on tonight's show, send an email to jules@loaradionetwork.com and have a great week.